What the? Oh, that's cool. Anyways, long time no see, and today I'll be making a very quick video on how to study something that you're not really interested in. And so, let's say, quick example, math. Okay, this is reverse, so you can't really read anything, but this is math. And so, let's say you have to learn about probability. Now, well, I don't think most people are that interested in probability unless you're, a maths guy. But what if you're not a maths guy? Well, a very easy, I wouldn't say easy, a good thing to do would be to read about things you could do with the knowledge of probability. So, okay, a better example for me would be trigonometry, although I haven't learned it really that much. Anyways, like, the question came to me, like, how would learning trigonometry be useful for me? And so I looked it up. And then what came up was, well, you can use it in like architecture, which, okay, I'm not interested in that. And so I looked deeper. And then I saw articles about like how it could be useful in game development. And I mean, I'm not gonna do it, but it's interesting, isn't it? And it's like, and then you look into it, and then you gotta build this interest for something. And I think that's the beauty of, well, first the internet, and second, just like knowledge in general. You have to build connections of stuff in order to gain interests. And especially for learning in school, I think it's essential. It's a very cliche, but it's like often said, like Steve Jobs wouldn't have created the. I'm still not too sure what he created, but he created this. The I guess it's like the format of the words. He wouldn't have created it if he didn't go to that art class or whatever it was. And so yeah, if you're able to just connect everything you learned, well then you'd be like a god. Like, I wouldn't say god, but it's like you'd be so smart, dude. Like you'd be so interesting, like conversationally, and you'd just be so smart, like in general, because you'd be able to just connect things. Like you see people like I don't know, Joe Rogan's a good example, but I mean he learns from so many people, and I bet he has a pretty good ability to kind of connect things with his skills on, like, I don't know if it's judo. Sorry, I don't know things deeply. I just know very surface, and I don't really even really know the surface things. But he knows. I bet he knows a lot of things, and I mean that must be a great advantage, right? He gets to talk to like so many people. I mean, also because of that, he has an audience. I'm kind of rambling, but anyways, basically, just try to find something that's related to it, and so that you can build that interest for that thing. And basically, that's it. I'll give like one more example, but I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look it up. I'll provide you with some guitar. With some guitar. Let's see. God damn it. Let's say history. Okay, so I think a lot of people complain how like this history is kind of useless, especially when I was like a junior. When I was a junior, basically, and I mean, like I still don't really like it, but I've gotten myself to kind of get more interested into it because, well, for people who think that history is useless, well, people mostly say like it's good to like know like the reasoning behind something, and it's like good for things like you can say like relationships, right? Because like you can get to understand like how people became the person they are today, and it's kind of fun to do that with historical figures. Like remembering dates and stuff, I wouldn't say is the most fun thing, because, but then again, it is kind of interesting. It's like, well, because without the dates, you kind of can't figure out like what happened first and then what happened next. Let's say, for example, I don't know, World War II, and then before that, you have a bunch of like the countries fighting, the axis. I don't know my history well, especially in English, because I learned it all in Chinese. But it's just kind of interesting, right? And people are interested in people's lives. I think that's for most people, because we're people. We're social creatures. We're social creatures, and so we're interested in people, because we're people, and so we're interested in ourselves. And so does that come from narcissism? I don't know, but what that means is that if you can get interested in people's stories, well, from people's stories, you get to kind of learn about history, because history is really all about people, because it's called history. I mean, it's like his story, or high story, like high story. And it's about stories. It's like storytelling. It's like, who doesn't like a nice story? The reason, I wouldn't say the reason, because in Taiwan, education that I've mostly been through, history isn't really taught for like storytelling. I don't think, like, from what I've heard from like the US, it's like you get to like play these, you get to act out history, and that sounds so engaging. I wouldn't say it's fun. I've never done it before, but it sounds a lot more engaging than, you know, just like, oh, this happened and that happened, remember it. Like teachers, the teacher I have or had, like, kind of, they did emphasize on like understanding, like, the whys and hows and I don't know, ifs. But like, I don't know, like, I wouldn't say I would like it a lot more if I had to act out, history, but it does sound a lot more interesting if you compare it to what I have currently. So I guess, yeah, it all comes down to comparison. But it's like, yeah, if you can, again, I rambled or I went on a tangent, but if you get to just find something that interests you in that subject, I think that interest will develop, and your passion, I don't want to say passion, just your interest will grow, and then your motivation will grow, and then you'll learn more from it, and then you can do more with the knowledge. Let's say for me personally, I like to kind of joke about what I learn, or like, make correlations. Who doesn't do that? A fun? Nah, like, someone who reminds me of this is like people like Andrew Schultz. He was like one of the first comedians I kind of saw who could like really use the knowledge, especially on like geography and race, like I guess history, I guess, to like make fun, not make fun, but kind of like roast people and like do like very engaging crowd work, and like you could see like everyone was having a great time, and it was because, well, he was pretty well educated, I guess. He a private school kid? I don't know, but yeah, that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed. This was basically just a rant, because I hate editing. I don't hate it, I'm just too lazy, and I don't want to learn it. I don't want to spend too much time on like videos and stuff, because I should be studying. Like most people at my age should be, huh? I wouldn't say that. That's a different topic for another day. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, consider liking it and subscribing, and maybe sharing it to someone. You can just not. You can do anything with your life. I just hope you all have a wonderful day. See ya.